Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to rank the new Future Stars cards in the AL West. We're going to rank them 1 through 5 on which cards I think are the ones you should pick up. In this ranking, the way we're going to do it is based off of the player's attributes. They're going to be compared just within the division of the 5 cards that you can get. And we're also going to mention where they're currently at within their organization, as well as in the possibly in the top 100 rankings of Baseball Prospectus and Baseball America. With that being said, guys, I hope you're enjoying the content. Hit that subscribe button so you know whenever I'm creating more content and we can continue to get this channel to grow. Let's get started. So coming in at number 5 in this AL West rankings for the Future Stars cards and the team affinities is the shortstop for the Oakland Athletics, Jorge MATEO. He's ranked number 7th in their organization, and he's no longer in the top 100 in Baseball Prospectus or Baseball America, and he hasn't been since 2018. So there could have possibly been a little bit higher prospect or future star within the Oakland Athletics organization they could have used for this card. However, being that he's a shortstop and has a secondary positions at second base and center field and tremendous speed, as you can see from his attributes, he could actually be a somewhat usable card. As we can see, his hitting and defense are both diamond. He's a right-handed bat that's right-handed throwing. When looking at his attributes, as you can see, he has low contact numbers versus righties, pretty low power at 69, and he only has 62 vision. So against right-handed pitching, he's not going to be that good of a hitter. Against left-handed pitching, he's going to hit the ball a little bit better at 96 contact, 82 power. However, he still has really low vision, and he just doesn't have great hitting attributes. He looks like this card's going to be more of a defensive specialist, and even at that, his fielding isn't that great. 82 is good fielding, and 86 reaction is pretty good. However, you're looking for a guy that's like a defensive specialist. These numbers aren't like eye-popping. He does have 85 arm strength, so he should be able to make all of the throws at shortstop. With his 99 speed, 98 stealing, and 99 base running aggressiveness, that's really where this card shines, is how fast that the Jorge MATEO is. Being that he's such a speedster, he can cause some problems on the base pass whenever he gets on there. But I would say that this card's more of a defensive late-game sub if you're going to pick up this card. He just doesn't have good enough defensive attributes to make up for his complete lack of hitting attributes compared to the other cards within the AL West. Look at his quirks real quick. His quirks are quick reflexes, speedster, thief, unbreakable, and buntmaster. As you can see, they're just defensive quirks. He has no hitting quirks. And I think that really just hurts this card. In my personal opinion, out of these 5 cards in the AL West, this is by far the weakest card. I don't even think he comes close to the other 4 cards, and this is the card that I would get last if you're trying to collect all of the cards within the AL West. That's why Jorge MATEO comes in at number 5 on this list. At number 4 on this list, we have the first baseman from the Seattle Mariners, the future star, Evan White. He is number 4 in the Seattle Mariners organization. He's ranked 62nd in Baseball Prospectus and 54 in Baseball America. So he's a top 100 prospect, but not quite a top 50 prospect in the entirety of Major League Baseball. He's a right-handed bat and throws left-handed. He has diamond hitting, diamond defense, as you guys can see. Take a quick look at his hitting attributes. He has 89 contact versus righty, 103 contact versus lefty, with 76 power versus righty and 82 power versus lefty with 78 vision. His clutch rating is high at 106, which is pretty nice if you get some guys on base or it's late in the game. You should hit the ball pretty well. Looking at Evan White's fielding attributes, he has amazing fielding at 95, which is equivalent to that Matt Olson face of the franchise card that's literally a vacuum cleaner over first base, as well as the 86 reaction time. Means that he's going to make all the plays with his glove for the most part and react to the ball being hit hard, which is needed at first base, especially with a lot of those power lefties that are in people's lineups that they like to pull the ball with. He also has 80 speed, which is ridiculously fast for a first baseman. If you compare it to other first basemen, I'd say he's probably one of the fastest in the game, where his natural position is first base. One of the biggest downsides I see with this card is he doesn't have any secondary position, so you pretty much have him locked in at first base and only first base, which with all of the first basemen in the game, it makes him a little bit less valuable. Within this division, he's coming in at number 4, but it isn't just his only being a first base primary. It's just his attributes I don't think match up with some of the other players within the division. On top of that, first base I think is probably the least valuable position within this game when it comes to defense. Take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, soft hands, quick reflexes, pressure cooker, and unbreakable. So with the hitting machine and bomber, he's going to hit you some home runs. He's going to get you base hits. The soft hands and quick reflexes will allow him to make all those plays at first base, as we had mentioned with his defensive attributes. Pressure cooker goes right into that 100-plus clutch, what I was talking about. Performs better with runners on base. The unbreakable, avoiding injuries, recovery rate, I don't think is really that big of a deal for a fielder in Diamond Dynasty. However, he does have that as well. Guys, I do think this card is very solid overall, and I do not think he's a bad first baseman. Especially if you're a Seattle Mariners fan, I would really look into picking up this card. I plan on picking up this card and giving him a try. If he has a glitchier swing, he might be a very good guy to platoon at first base with somebody like the Jason Giambi that obviously crushes right-handed pitching, or even Matt Olson from the face of the franchise Oakland Athletics, Team Affinity, because he hits the left-handed pitcher, and Matt Olson will hit the right-handed pitcher, not losing anything at first base when it comes to fielding. So there are some options with this Evan White card, but on this list in the AL West Team Affinities for the future stars, he comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Jose Urquidy from the Houston Astros. He's a starting pitcher, and he used to actually go by the name of Jose Luis Hernandez whenever he was originally signed on his international contract, in case anybody knows him by that name. He pitched in the Game 5 of the World Series last year and actually got the win, held the national scoreless. So he's not actually rated anymore as a prospect by Baseball America, Baseball Prospectus. However, he is rated as a number 2 prospect within the Houston Astros organization. He's a right-handed pitcher, 92 overall, has a 4-pitch repertoire. And as you can see in his pitch repertoire, is he has a changeup as his primary pitch. His first secondary pitch is a slider, then a 4-seam fastball that will touch 98 miles an hour, as well as a very slow curveball at 79 miles an hour. So having that first pitch changeup as his primary pitch, I think it's going to make his pitching very hard to hit. And he also does throw the ball very hard. So if you're looking at his fastball and he throws it 97, 98 miles an hour, and then he throws a changeup that goes 80, you're talking about almost a 20 mile per hour difference in his pitch speed, which is very important within this video game, as well as his changeup looks exactly like his 4-seam fastball, and it drops just slightly coming out of his hand. So he is a pretty hard pitcher to hit. Look at his attributes real quick. He has 95 stamina, which means he's going to be able to pitch about 95 pitches without starting to fatigue. His hit per 9 is actually a little bit low at 80. He has a 90K per 9, 90 base on balls per 9, and his home run per 9 at 63 is not really where I'd like to see it. However, he does have a 100 pitching clutch, which I think has a lot to do with that Game 5 World Series win last year. He has 86 control, 76 velocity, 95 break. So with the big break on his pitches and him having that huge pitch difference, I think if you work a lot of off-speed stuff and then mix in the fastball, you're going to cause hitters some trouble. I do think that his per 9s are a little bit low for what I would like to see in a 92 overall card, but I think he'll be an effective pitcher. Look at his quirks real quick. His quirks are pressure cooker, workhorse, stingy, untouchable, control artist, and knee buckler, as well as illusionist. So I think the illusionist and his changeup being his primary pitch is huge for this card. Absolutely huge, because it'll allow that changeup to be more effective than it already should be. As well as the workhorse means he's going to pitch a lot. And I think that's really important in this game with the stamina, as well as it will allow him, if needed, and I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I know a lot of people use starting pitchers out of the bullpen. The workhorse will allow him to be used a lot as like that 5th starter and use him out of the bullpen if you wanted. So you're looking at more of like a long reliever, I think, for this card, instead of maybe your starting pitcher to start games, that he could be used as very effectively, just as some strategy in the game itself. I do think he has some pretty good quirks, though, as you can see, with the knee buckler, the illusionist, workhorse. He also has stingy, so he should limit those base hits. I just don't like that he doesn't have grounded, which helps with the home runs. He might let up a lot of big, long balls, and that could hurt you in the long run. That's why he comes in at number 3 in the list rather than in that 1 or 2 spot. So coming in at number 2, we have the 93 overall Future Stars Josh Jung. He's third baseman for the Texas Rangers. He's the number 1 prospect within their organization. He is the 70th ranked prospect on Baseball Prospectus and 93rd for Baseball America. He's right-handed throwing, a right-handed bat. He had a prolific collegiate career at Texas Tech and is considered one of the best college players to ever play at that school. And that's one of the reasons why he's considered the number 1 prospect within the Rangers organization right now. As you can see for this card, he has diamond hitting, diamond defense. Take a quick look at his attributes. He has 99 contact versus righties, 86 contact versus lefties, 76 power versus righties, 89 power versus lefties with 90 vision. He has 101 clutch, 79 discipline. The discipline's a little bit lower than what I like to see, but the clutch will help with runners in scoring position as well as late in games. Take a quick look at his fielding. 80 fielding, 87 arm, 80 accuracy, 76 reaction with 63 speed. At the 63 speed, he's probably one of the fastest third basemen in the game, just like Evan White was one of the fastest first basemen in the game. I think that his value is a little bit higher than Evan White's based on the fact that he plays third base rather than first base, because I just feel like there's less third basemen in general to pick from, as well as I just think that his attributes translate a little bit better as he just hits right-handed pitching a little bit better, even if it's not for power, which I think matters because the righty on righty matchup is way worse than the lefty on righty matchup when it comes to hitting. Take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, 20/20 vision, sniper, and pressure cooker. So he does have the hitting machine and bomber, which means he's going to hit you some home runs here. He's going to get you those base hits. The 20/20 vision, I think, is a big one too, is he'll be able to foul tip a lot of balls off, which will make it a little bit harder for him to strike out, especially the higher difficulties, which is a nice feature to have in a card. I just think overall, this Josh Jung has a very well-rounded attribute pool, and he's going to hit from power from both sides, has good vision, somebody that you can use at the higher difficulties as well as the lower difficulties. He's going to have a pretty decent-sized PCI, and he has good fielding for a third baseman, definitely above average with relatively decent speed. I just overall really like the way this card looks. And that's why he comes in on number 2 of these rankings for the AL West Future Stars cards within the team affinities. So it's what you guys have all been waiting for. The guy that comes in at number 1 within the AL West Future Stars. The center fielder from the Los Angeles Angels, Brandon Marsh. He's a left-handed batter, right-handed throwing, with the secondary positions of left field and right field, 94 overall. Within the Los Angeles Angels organization, he is the number 2 prospect, only behind Joe Adell, who is also a center fielder. So the Los Angeles Angels have 3 absolutely stud center fielders within their organization. When you look at Mike Trout, Joe Adell, and Brandon Marsh, I do think at some point in time, the Angels could very well have the best outfield in Major League Baseball if they do not trade away Joe Adell or Brandon Marsh in the future for some guys that are already established Major League players. He's number 2 in the organization, as I mentioned. He's ranked 51st in Baseball Prospectus, and he's actually in the top 50 in Baseball America, coming in at 43rd. Take a quick look at his attributes. He has 94 contact versus righty, 90 contact versus lefty, 84 power versus righty, 78 power versus lefty, with 69 vision. So this card's hitting attributes when it comes to just hitting the ball are pretty good, especially for an outfielder that possesses his defensive attributes. However, the 69 vision is a little bit low for what I would like to see, especially for a card that's 94 overall. He does have 95 discipline with 92 clutch, which I think are both helpful attributes. I'm hoping that he has Walker and his quirks. We'll take a quick look at that in a second. Let's look at his fielding real quick. 82 fielding with 90 arm strength, 86 arm accuracy with 83 reaction, as well as his 85 speed, 70 stealing, 68 base run aggressiveness. I would assume that you might have some other center fielders on your team already. So if he doesn't play center field, I think you can play him in right or left field with his arm strength being at 90, as well as his good accuracy, and he's definitely fast enough to play in the corners. Now, if he is your center fielder, he still has more than enough speed to play center field and more than enough arm strength. So I do really like this card, especially the 6'4" frame, so he's going to be able to reach out and have a little bit more range and maybe a shorter guy. I'm not really sure how much height matters that much in the outfield as much as I like it in the corners. I like guys that are nice and tall, can knock down some line drives. However, I do think it does play a small factor, even if it's minute, for him to be able to track down balls a little bit better. I do think this card, being a left-handed batter, has good attributes, especially lefty on lefty, which is what you like to see with the 90 contact and 78 power. So he's still going to have some pop against those lefties. He's still going to have good contact. My only concern with this card overall is the vision. And if you're not playing Hall of Fame or Legend on a regular basis, I don't think the 69 vision is really that big of an issue with that high of contact attributes for the size that his PCI is going to be. So if you're a upper level player, Brandon Marsh probably doesn't make your outfield anyway, so the vision isn't as big as a factor for me, especially when ranking these cards. I just mentioned it for guys that do play on Hall of Fame or Legend on regular and ranked seasons, that he might not be the card for you just based off of vision. However, overall, this card is by far the best card in the AL West in my personal opinion. Take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are Hitting Machine, Bomber, Walker. That's what I like to see. I guessed it based off of the discipline rating, which makes sense. Also, he has Cannon, Sniper, Speedster, Thief, Pressure Cooker, and Unbreakable. So he's going to be able to steal you some bases. He's going to hit well with guys on scoring position, as well as that Cannon and Sniper. I think those are very important for outfielders when he's going to have accurate throws. When using throw accuracy, the green on that bar is going to be just slightly bigger, and that's what you want to see. I think he also is going to have a very good arm strength when he's trying to throw guys out, so he's going to be hard to run on. And that's what you always want to see, especially in your outfield, because defense wins championships, right? So, Hitting Machine, Bomber, going to get you those base hits, going to hit you home runs. Overall, guys, I just really think this Brandon Marsh is a really good card, and he's the guy that I would target first if you're going after cards within the AL West. Guys, I appreciate everyone watching, and I hope you're enjoying the content. Please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up so I know I'm doing a good job. That way we can continue bringing great content to this channel that you guys have been enjoying. Also, if you are enjoying the content and you want to watch me live, you can watch me on twitch.tv/HopefulChewbacca. I stream Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. However, to know whenever I'm going live those days, follow me on Twitter @Hopeful1137. I'll tweet something out, let you guys know when I'm going live. If for whatever reason you want to play me in a friendly, you have any questions about Diamond Dynasty, anything about these videos, you need any tips, strategy for anything and everything, you can always add me on PlayStation Network, Hopeful1137. Guys, I really appreciate everyone watching. You guys have been great so far. Please have a great day and be safe.